Hello guys, and today we're looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are now on episode 6 of this series, and in the last episode, we saw a lot of things happen. We saw expansion up in Central Europe and in Northern Africa. We also saw some in Arabia, and also we saw this brown country. We also saw some lore drops and stuff that we cannot show on the map, like trade routes. We saw trade routes in the last episode. And the reason we had trade routes is because we entered a new era, and it's the era of trade. And we also talked about all the countries' different purposes, the things they do best. Like the Green Team is a trading nation, the Gibraltar nation is a greedy merchant something, I forgot, but they're a country that is like a merchant, I think. And Prime Blue Team was like a maritime trader. As you can probably tell, the Green Team is a kind of what do you call it? Also a Mediterranean trader, I guess. A lot of these countries are just simple traders. And also the Slater Nation, which is just like money, greedy Mr. Krabs. They look like Mr. Krabs. That's not why I picked the color, but their color looks like Mr. Krabs. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. But let's just get on with the video. All right, so first things first, we are going to be talking about the Red Team. Now, ever since the mercenaries were sent in from the Green Team, the Red Team have been kind of investigating, trying to find out what happened. Like, who are these people? So they they trace back to like those months ago or a year ago, maybe, I don't know. They go back and they ask some people what they saw, and the people don't give the brightest of answers. They say a lot of untrue stuff, but they know that because the people of the Red Team are kind of misinformed about a lot of things. And back in the not even 1800s, back in like the early this is like early medieval times, I think. Back then, these people were not the most informed. They kind of didn't know what was going on in the world, so they kind of made up stories. So the Red Team knows this, but they can kind of like piece together what happened from these stories, and some are more realistic than others. So they piece up some people from a different land who came and tried to destabilize their country. And there's only a few countries that would try to do this, because there's only a few major powers that are threatened by the Red Team. So a country that could have done this is the Lime Team, or the Cyprus, whatever you want to call them, because they are also a major power and they are pretty strong, but they are not as strong as the Red Team. They are kind of rivaling with them, but like not really. It's not really a real rivalry. It's just a fake one, kind of. I mean, the Red Team isn't even rivals with them. They're kind of it's just kind of a one-sided rivalry. Next one might be the Slater King, because the Slater King, they don't like how the Red Team is stronger than them, and the Red Team never accepted any money from the Slater King. They just felt like the Slater King was trying to get stuff from them, and which they were, so they never accepted it. So they might have done that. They have the money too, but there's no other real nations that would really try to do this, because the next nation that would try to do this is like the Gibraltar nation, but like the Gibraltar nation is all the way across the Mediterranean, and why do they really care about them? Like they're not posing a threat to their Mediterranean monopoly. But the last person that could have done this is their biggest rival, the Green Team. And they expected it to be either the Green Team or the Lime Team or the Slater King. But the most obvious answer is probably the Green Team, because the Green Team just became a little bit stronger than the Red Team in like military numbers, and they were already bigger in size, but like population wise, they just became bigger than them too. So the Red Team, they're kind of chill, like with everybody. Like the only real rivalry they have is with the Green Team, and that rivalry isn't even because they did anything. It's just because the Green Team wants to be the top major power. So the Red Team coordinates a meeting with the green team's leader, and it's going to be in the yellow team, and specifically in this major city. They don't want to do it in the capital because the capital is too big and it's too close to the red team, so they wanted to do it in the middle of the country. So they have their meeting down there, and they kind of talk about their relations and stuff. And the green team always, when talking to the red team, they always feel kind of cold to them, and that's why the red team is always kind of like timid when anything is with the green team. Like when we saw the trade routes go through them, they kind of started to be a little bit timid or not like fully on board with it when they tried to get it to go through their country. They did eventually comply, so that doesn't mean that they fully hate the green team. They just don't trust them that much. So in this meeting, they're both kind of just like answering not to the truest, and the yellow team's also there because it's their country, and they're in the middle of both these. The green team and the red team, they talk for like about an hour or so, but then it starts to escalate a little bit more once they talk about these mercenaries. Now the red team, they didn't fully say that the green team did it. All they were saying is that they suspect it to be the green team or the Slater King. And the green team instantly changed their temper. They're instantly started saying, "Why do you think it's us? Why do you think it's us? Because we're stronger than you, and you think that we're trying to." I don't even know how to explain it. Like, the green team says, "Why do you think it's us? Like, why would we do that? You think we really care that much about you? We're stronger than you." And the red team gets kind of like ticked off by that because they just became stronger than them, and and if they were to get in the battle right now, the red team would most likely win because they have more allies. Like the gold team and the red team are kind of tight, so they can work together to kind of beat up the green team. But the green team does have the teal team, and the teal teams, they're like kind of as strong. They're less strong than the gold team, but they still can like pack a punch. And also the red team has the brown team on their side, and most likely other nations would most likely choose the red team, but now they're kind of in the middle because of the trade routes, and the green team mostly coordinated the trade routes, and it's helping out a lot of the countries, so their relations are kind of tilting towards the green team. But the older nations like the purple team, the brown team, and even the red team or orange team kind of, or even the orange team and kind of the red team kind of would side with the green team, but they would most likely stay neutral because they don't really have the army for that, or they don't have the resources, and they don't really think that getting in a war this early would really benefit anyone. So the red team is like, "Okay, calm down, buddy. You're not that guy, buddy. You're not that gay. Okay?" And the green team says that the red team will do the Mbappe special, for example, nothing, and that really makes the red team mad. And the yellow team tries to like calm them both down, but they just they are not having it with the yellow team. So the yellow team kind of calls off the meeting because it's getting too escalated, and they don't want a whole war starting because of a meeting in their country. And if they did start, then that would be very bad for them because they're in the middle. They'll probably get rammed through. So there's no war, but the tensions between these two countries have escalated a lot. Heading over to Europe, we can see the red team finally going and exploring the UK more. They haven't explored them in like a few episodes, so they do about this much. They have about this much. I don't mean do about this much. They explore about that much. And they also explore the sea too. And the UK is finally getting explored. And we also have this orange team or yellow kind of country pop up right here. And we also have a lime, or not lime, what am I talking about? Like a teal team pop up right there. And I want to kind of like make the borders a little bit more better look like so like this is what the border is going to be. then this country will take about this much, and then the red team will probably take that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then this orange team, the red team and the orange team will probably meet in the middle of that, and then they will probably take about that much. Then the red team will probably take about all of this. But let me just expand this a little bit. Now going over to the Nordic area or the Scandinavian, I get them mixed up too much. And we can see them exploring the sea more and taking this or exploring the sea around this island, and eventually taking this little exploring this little island. But we can also see the Denmark nation exploring all of Copenhagen and finally making it onto the Scandinavian area. And we can see them heading up the coast and going into the Oslo area. And we can see the Denmark nation taking this whole island and making a little area right here. And we can see some more expansion, or exploration I should say, in the Poland area, and they start to take a lot of area, and this is all the area they take, and they go up the what are these areas called? Oh yeah, Lithuania and Latvia, and then they meet up with the people here in Estonia, and also these islands are taken. We can also see the sea getting explored, and now we can see some expansion by these countries. Let me just fill this area in really quick, because, like last episode, I don't want it to be like, hey, this green team goes here, takes this little area. The brown team goes here, takes this little area. This country goes here and takes this area over here. Like that's going to be so boring. Does anybody really want to see that? Just want to see the end results. Alright, and here are the countries that came out of this expansion. We have this orange team, this purple team, this red team, and this dark blue team. We also saw the brown team expand, and this country expand, and this country expand. Oh, and we saw these two countries expand and the teal team expand just a little bit. Going down into Africa, you can see more exploration down along the coast. Now, Africa is a very hard place to explore, especially because of the Sahara and all this dense jungle. So that's why we don't have that much expansion, and that's why it's the least expanded area. And so we will see this peach country expand out into Africa. We will also see the Moroccan country expand out a lot. We will also see the purple team expand out. Should I make this a thing? Daily African expansion update? Yeah, I think I'll make that thing. So this is the daily African expansion update. The gold team expand down and take a lot of area. We will also see the pink team take all of this. I mean, the pink team is still a big power, even though they still have a lot of the pink team is still able to expand their colony because they are still they still have power, but just less space to have that power. So they still are not they're the strongest country in Italy. I mean, they're still weaker than the Sardinian nation, but they still can stand at their own against countries like southern Greece, these two, and maybe even this country, probably this country, and then most countries up here they can stand their chance against. And speaking of Italy, we can see them taking this area again. Now, the reason that they took this country is because that country, they just couldn't stay afloat on their own. So they needed more. They needed the pink team to take them back in. They really didn't have a reason to rebel. It was just people hungry for power. And that person was old, so he already died, and so the people of that country didn't really have a reason to still be sovereign. So they just went back to the pink team because they couldn't really sustain their country that much. But going back to Africa, we can see another country popping up. This country will be a greenish, tealish country. Here's the country right here. And we will also see another country pop up over here. Boom. A new maroon country has popped up. And the new countries don't stop there. We can see a new country over in Arabia. You can see it pop up right here. And I know what you're saying. We haven't even explored this area. So how how could this happen? Well, we did. You can also see more expansion in the Arabia, I guess. Why did I say in the Arabia? Well, we will be seeing the yellow team or the UAE team go and take all of this land too. So now we have pretty big nations in Arabia. We also see the Slater King take his final last pieces of land, then get brutally cut off by both the navy blue team and by the green team. Oh, poor Angstrom. Oh, poor Slater King. But we have been seeing a lot less development over here, so let me just do some expansion. This did all not happen right now. This happened over the past few episodes. I just haven't been able to cover it because I've been focusing on different things and just more lore stuff that's not about the map, just about the political stuff and the internal things that have been happening. So we can see a big sweep of exploration over here. We can also see that we had more exploration down in Iran, and we can see some exploration that we had going down and making its way down into Pakistan. Maybe we can see some India and Pakistan and Asian exploration soon. We can also see more exploration going in this area. That whole area gets explored, and you know what this means. Alright, here is what this area is going to look like. We have the purple team expanding, this new blue team, this new brown team, this new yellow team, this new pink team, this new teal team. It's like a cyan team, so this is kind of teal, like greenish teal. This new gold team, this new dark teal, or dark teal, and then this darker red, and then this pink. But that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. It really helps out the channel. And I think I might make a new subscriber goal. I think if we hit 120 subscribers by the end of this year, or by my birthday, which is November 6th, I'll be making let's see what I'll do if we do that. I'll think of it. And I'll probably post it as a community post. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.